back. Day 2.
We're gonna, mill about for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, just stretching, getting ourselves ready. Tarots and...
I'm gonna do some tarot at some point.
Grab a drink.
Yeah,
Get ready for us.
I don't think I have anything to drink.
Go grab something. What'd you say?
I think I'm going to.
Sounds perfect. Yep, so we will be starting in just a little bit. For now, we're just getting settled. I finished both of my jobs and am just kind of stretching. Tired of sitting, but I'm going to do my best. I feel like this has to be moved a bit. A little cramped. All right. Oh my gosh. Trying to get in the right headspace too to think about fortune and fate and tarots and what it all means. We've got a new moon in Sagittarius and Mercury retrograde again. It feels like I'm always operating in Mercury in retrograde, so who knows? I just got naked and showed the bottoms of my feet to everybody.
Sure you do. Hilarious.
But in that minute that you've been gone, we made $1 million. So
Yeah. So we're retiring.
so job done.
Okay.
Let me move that out of your way. I was yapping about the new moon this evening and Mercury retrograde that has already, I'm pretty sure it's already begun, which is supposed to be like the mode that involves your communication of all things, whether it's verbal, electronic, and so to like double check yourself, you may be sending something to the wrong person. The one you're talking about is who you're sending it to. Like, so it's like just kind of one of those things where Mercury likes to fuck with our communication methods and styles and make us think about them more. So be mindful. Mercury is in all of my signs, the ruling planet of my signs, essentially. And so it's super powerful for me. Which could be why I'm like, it's Mercury retrograde. I actually end up just double checking everything when I know it's Mercury retrograde. I'm like, okay.
I've actually been doing that recently with texts, like double checking. For some reason, I've been paranoid very recently about that specifically, where I'm like, am I sending this to the right person?
Yeah, probably because you were already sensing this shift of, watch yourself, you know? I feel like you and I both have that happen.
Yeah.
Where it's like just a couple days before the official mark of it, so to speak, with however we're measuring that, you know.
You start to notice some of those effects.
Yeah. And I wonder if our measurement is off and it is starting earlier, or just the slight ebb towards it. We are just more susceptible in feeling and determining.
Like hearing a train. If you're listening for it, right? You're going to hear it for way longer.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The slow rollout and the gentle fade. And yes, absolutely. So, yeah, I do wonder about that. But, yeah, if anything for me, I'm like, okay, speak slowly. Really think about the words you're stating and how they can be interpreted in many different ways. So, just be ready to speak when you're ready to verify. Otherwise, shut up. But also with emails and things too, like just checking that things are actually sending and all of that. Making appointments, everything like that. I should double check your dentist appointment since I keep messing it up.
Reminder today about it. Thursday when I thought 8 a.m.
Next Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, while I'm here, I'm just going to check my calendar so I don't forget anything else going on in my life.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We got the 10 of Wands.
Ooh, magic. And yesterday you had the Magician. Would you like me to hold it for you?
Sure, I'll read the card off.
Yeah.
So the 10 of Wands.
It's a nice bundle.
And it was upright.
Mm-hmm.
Burdens handled. Hard work. Too much stress. Loaded down with 10 wands, this man shoulders his responsibilities. He is not far from where he needs to be, but he may have taken on too much. Sometimes he accepts duty that isn't his to own. He is carrying his harvest to sell, but has also picked up others' loads along the way. Learning how to help others without overburdening yourself is an important life lesson.
Oh my God, isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
That's literally you.
Yeah, that's pretty important for me, I think.
It's very important for you.
Pretty relevant.
And I like that it mentions like your burdens are, I mean, you're carrying burdens, but they're also resolved. Like you've done the work.
I'm sure I have a plan.
Yeah, like you've handled it.
Sorted.
You can handle it. That's what you do. But in the meantime, you're stressed out and you've overwhelmed yourself and you're carrying this heavy load that maybe you haven't even needed to carry solely on your own. So I do like that.
Yeah.
I was just trying to see if I could pull this up again. There we go. Just in case. Pull this up again. Whoa, creepy.
Whoa. Trippy.
So, what do you think? Is it weird being reminded of that?
No. Alright, not really. It's very relevant, but oftentimes the cards are very relevant, you know? This one is just one of those ones that's so relevant, it's sort of relevant from like multiple perspectives of my life, multiple areas of my life, multiple perspectives. It's like, you know, kind of layered almost.
Absolutely.
So.
Not upsetting or anything.
I mean, a little, you know what I mean? Like maybe a little, but that's my, just, you know, it's just my own thing, I guess. I gotta just deal, yeah.
I think of tarot's obviously very similar to astrology, and when I recently learned certain things about astrology, what I really liked and gave me peace was thinking of them as a way to know myself better and accept myself, to accept who I was.
Yeah.
And that card reminds me of just being a Libra and, right, like justice and willing to take everybody's burden to make justice, but obviously that's incredibly inequitable and not really justice.
Yeah.
But it makes me think of that, and I feel like I've, in part of accepting this of myself, is like, okay, I am someone that gets really heated with problems, whether they're serious world problems or minuscule, you know, family everyday problems.
Right.
And I take it upon myself to just solve and fix these things because I can.
Right, because you see that they're problems, and you're like, well, that but that could not be a problem. It could be not a problem.
Yeah, and you're like, but I can handle this.
Uh-huh.
So let me just handle it.
I can make it not a problem.
Yeah, right? So why won't I, right?
Mhm.
But not everyone thinks like that and operates like that at all.
Yeah.
And so realizing that for me has been very nice to be like, okay, so I am someone that becomes so driven by that, and then knowing that also as a Virgo, I'm not just driven to fix it, I'm driven to like shove it in your face that you allowed this atrocity to exist.
In the first place.
Yes, which can be good, but also really awful too, right? Like if not done well, or like not everything.
Something could be too much.
Yeah, like not everything needs to be shared, right? Or like made to be a big issue. But kind of accepting that of myself in this whole acceptance process allows me to recognize it when it's happening and to maybe use some better judgment of when is it appropriate, because there are times that it's like, hell yeah,
Right.
I'm allow all of that to go because the world needs this right now, or
The
this
situation
person,
calls for it.
yeah. But then there are times where it's like, hell no, get it together. This is private. This is not that big of a deal.
All this is, yeah.
Yeah, like, and so I feel like that card is also like a way, even for me, to be like, yes, you're carrying everyone's burden still, and it's beautiful and harmful. So figure it out, would you?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, it's good advice.
yeah. Well, takes one to know one. I like to injure myself by finding other people's problems.
Oh yeah, and you just like to overwork yourself in general.
I do like to overwork myself.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes it's just an escape from reality. Also, just a messed up perception of what is productive and makes me valuable, you know?
Yes, no, I struggle with that too. Time, my worth, and value of productivity. I got wallpaper paste in my
In there?
mustache today. Yeah, at one point, not fun getting it in there, and not fun trying to get it out. I got most of it out right away, like warm water, you know.
Can you use anything to get it out?
Warm water.
Just warm water? There's no like product.
I mean, warm water breaks it down pretty well.
Is it almost like glue?
Yeah, really what it is.
What else is in it that makes it better for wallpaper versus?
I don't know, honestly, what the paste, like formula is.
Yeah.
Not sure.
So just go get some Elmer's if you're considering wallpapering your home. A recommendation is...
No, it's not glue, it's paste. It's
Right.
not thicker, right? You know, it's thicker than rubber cement even.
Yikes. Ugh. Oh my god, could you imagine getting that in your beard?
Oh, I mean, I get it everywhere. You get it everywhere. You're rolling it with a roller and painting with a brush, and
Does it smell really strong
it smells not terrible.
compared to all the other terrible things you've had to smell
It's
with your job?
not oil paint, which is like raw.
Yeah.
Open the windows. If you don't, you're gonna get high no matter what. Like, you know, but you really need ventilation. It used to be worse. All that stuff has gotten better.
Are you supposed to wear a mask, like a specific mask with oil paints? Or the wallpapering paste? Like, are there products
I don't know
for
about
that?
the paste, but oil paint, yeah, I'm sure. Ventilators
Just ventilators. I didn't know if there was like a
recommended.
specific thing. But you don't.
No.
Because you're a bad boy.
Yeah, well, I just never had a ventilator. I've never used one.
I'm a tough guy. I don't care about my health.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
I'm so cool.
I was poor when I started, and it just never changed.
Yeah. It's funny how that happens with things where you're like, well, I never bought this before, so I'm not going to invest in it now. And
I actually do plan on getting a ventilator and filters.
Yeah. Well, I hope
You gonna make your pool?
I'm gonna. I was trying to move this because I feel like it's in the view.
Might have to go to Wawa later.
Why?
'Cause I need something.
You run out of stuff.
Yeah, from the convenience store.
Gas.
Yeah.
We're all out of gas these days.
I am absolutely out of gas. This is true.
Did my nails, by the way.
They're beautiful.
So now they can be more pretty for my card selection. That's one thing this is kind of like motivating, because I'm like, well, I want my nails to look pretty when I hold up a card to the camera.
I know my hands are all, they're all beat up. I've got Band-Aid and
Band-Aids, rubber bands.
you know, my nail polish is chipping off. And I got a bunch of little splinters that you can't see. I have a big one in under this Band-Aid I just can't get rid of. I'm gonna have to cut it out, I think, which doesn't sound fun. Just gotta slice it down the middle so I can get in there with tweezers and pull them out. I thought he would have worked himself out by now, but it hasn't. It's like closer to the surface, but not like all the way out, so I just gotta finish the job. Are you just taking this massage? Have you forgotten that you're supposed to be taking it?
I have not. I am focused.
Just enjoying yourself?
I'm trying to tune in. It takes me more to like.
No, I understand. You gotta plug in. Plug in. I'm just trying to help you relax. If it's not helpful, I can stop.
Oh, please continue. Never stop. Okay, so this all would have been upside down. I've mixed up my cards so much now. So I'm like, I don't know. I just take whatever feels right.
Yep.
So I got the Hierophant.
The Hierophant.
Hierophant. Hyro.
Hierophant.
Hyro.
Oh, interesting. I thought you got this one before. No, okay. I'm not close to it. What's up? You okay?
Yeah, I was looking at the card. Because I can't see it.
What would you like to say?
Yeah, I like to kind of like get an idea even on my own, you know?
Yeah, no. Thank you.
These red-headed fools down here. It's got a peace sign.
Very Christian hand symbol, right?
Always. I get a little bored of these cards for that reason. I get tired of that element of it where I'm like, okay, enough. I've moved on from that. I don't need that in everything.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. How do I say it again?
Hierophant, I think.
Hierophant sits on a different throne to the emperor, the spiritual throne of holy office. The emperor had power over the temporal world, but the Hierophant is responsible for the soul. The triple cross scepter, held in one hand, is a Christian symbol connecting the 7 rounded points of the cross to the 7 deadly sins. This thing?
I think maybe.
Like, what's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Oh, I get it. Okay, so just the edges of that. I was like, 7 doesn't pop out to me from that symbol. I don't know.
You got 3, 3, and 1.
I know, but like, they're so rounded.
No, I understand. It kind of just looks like, 3.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I understand. Not necessarily so.
So that like threw me. Okay, anyway. It's associated with the Pope or head of church, not exclusively a Christian dignity. A spiritual leader over all Orthodox religions. The Celtic Church had long established traditions starting from the 5th century and during the Dark Ages to send missionaries across the continent back to Rome. The Celtic people had identified the coming of Christ with the Druid prophecy, which was a fulfillment of their ancient belief in Druidism. The figure of the Hierophant,
I think that's right.
raising the other hand, is a traditional Druid blessing. of 2 pointed fingers held by the crossed thumb.
Mm-hmm.
Like that?
Yeah, it's this. Yeah.
Is it like crossed on top? I guess
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, I think that you're crossing these. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute! I mean, it's like how we give peace signs, and it's a blessing.
Yeah, except the fingers are together, right? I think it's like this, sort of.
I guess, but when you're giving it like quickly, you're like, right? Like if you were to be like, oh, real fast.
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
I do it like that.
Well,
I don't put them together.
well, it looks like his are together-ish, right? Let's see closer.
I guess a little bit more. They look weird. They look like they're curved on top of each other in a weird way. But yes, okay. It was adopted by Christian priest. The Celts themselves were a very adaptable people, but they recognized the power of Christ and were early converts while still retaining their highly evolved spirituality. The crimson robe has holy status. Let's see. The 2 circles conjoined with the cross represent the power of Christ over both the temporal and spiritual world. The 2 lambs' heads are a Christian symbol of Christ, the Lamb of God. This is perhaps a more significant symbol than is immediately obvious. There is associated with the Hierophant a need for self-sacrifice. The 2 figures with hands clasped in prayer are kneeling at the feet, a sign of servitude and devotion, which represents the whole significance of this card. The Hierophant is a teacher, and the figures represent the instruction of the card, that of listening. This card deals with learning and listening, a time for pause in my life.
Interesting.
It may represent a person or personage in the life of the querent who becomes a source of inspiration. It is also associated with marriage, the sanctity of marriage, which is the bonding of 2 spirits rather than the legal status. Taurus is associated with this sign, and the Druid zodiac of sacred trees, it is the willow. I love willow trees. It was a tree associated with enchantment and the gift of mystical vision. It reinforces the inspiration of personal loyalty to others and to God. If the querent is an atheist or an agnostic, it symbolizes the need to question the motives or principles of the querent. It shows a firm set of values and a trustworthy character. If the querent is married and is facing some problems, this card reinforces the vows of marriage and reminds the querent of their obligations. It shows the strength of that marriage, which should not be underestimated. Like the High Priestess, it is a source of inspiration. However, it is concerned with establishing a belief, unlike the more fluid and mystical force of the High Priestess.
Well, it's a nice card for you, alright?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's particularly relevant to anything currently?
I'm not sure. I mean, I like the idea of listening. I have felt like my personal power, so to speak, is getting stronger. And that I've wanted to give it more time to grow by being, part of meditating and being more calm allows me to feel more connected. But then also practice, right? Not just getting in the right state, but practicing how to do that.
Perfect, yeah.
And I've wanted to give that more time and more commitment. And I get impatient, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's easy to feel that way.
I'm not sure about anything else. I mean, it's nice to be reminded that our marriage is strong and, a bonding of our spirits, but I already very much view it like that and feel that way. And that's something that I have always felt is very, magical and special.
No, yeah, I kind of took that, I think it's maybe referencing this, sort of.
To
Right.
stick with it.
Well, just, yeah, like the creative endeavors that we've begun, like, together, right? And, like rekindling that aspect of our relationship or whatever, you know,
Mhm.
like, kind of falling in love again.
Hmm.
You know, like, with that. You know what I mean, though?
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, making sure that
Like,
it's
with a
bringing
thing
joy.
together, but also each other, because we haven't done that with each other for so long that it's like you're seeing that side of a person that you're like, oh my god.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
it's true because I do look forward to this.
Mhm.
It's like nice to feel like this is our time.
Yeah.
Even if we share it with other people, it's still like it's important, and the way that we're doing it where we're not letting other things take it over, right? Like if there's other people want to have other meetings or obligations or do things,
Gotta be around this.
yeah, like this is our first obligation. Those other things we can fit in at a different time.
Yep.
And I like that. It really feels then easy to fall into. And even after stuff, like having meetings and like, 2 jobs back to back and then doing this,
Mhm.
because of the loose requirements, and it's
Yeah.
like just come as you
Just
are,
hanging out
be with
the-
you.
yeah, each other.
Yeah, it feels like, okay, maybe, I didn't really want to do it, but also I knew that I could just be,
Yeah.
and that would be enough, and
Yeah,
that
and
feels different.
Get something good, something positive out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, if anything, it's just time with you.
Mhm.
Even if, like, no one joins, no one follows, no one chats. It's like, but I had time
Yeah.
exclusively with you, and vice versa, and
Yeah.
that's always a joy.
Yeah.
So.
Very valuable, right?
And I got, like, a little background tonight.
Yeah.
I think, like, I
Nice.
need to, like, pick another card, and, like, I'm just gonna need more.
And another half hour.
Yeah, and, like, another rub, obviously. I need another massage, and, like...
I think it's time for dinner.
Jay, you're so hungry.
I am hungry.
Well, should we give it 3 minutes? So at least we can say it's a half hour.
Yeah, sure, if you want, we can do that. It's fine. Man. I don't know if that matters for any kind of metric.
Oh, no.
Are you thinking that is the reason?
Yeah, well, I thought that was something that you said, that it was like at least a half hour
Oh, I have no idea.
consistently, or else.
Oh, like to do a certain set time, a certain set frequency, like type of thing. Where like we can't just say like, oh, we're gonna do this thing or we're gonna do this thing on this day. Like we
Like
it
randomly.
should be specific, right? With goal setting, like let's say how many times a week and what days and what times and the duration even, so that we can't just cop out all the time, you know.
That's excellent goal setting. Realistic, attainable, specific.
Thanks.
There's all these acronyms for what goal setting is, like in corporate world and education, and those are the metrics, like specific, attainable, realistic,
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, excellent goal setting. I
Thanks.
approve of this. Love it. If you have a topic you would like us to discuss,
Oh, yeah.
or maybe if you'd like us to pull a card for you
Yeah.
and think of you, you can email us at inspiringconversation at
At
gmail.
Gmail.
And if you want us to pull a card, maybe just tell us a little of who you are in a way, so we can think of you, is what I'm thinking might be nice to do.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to give us any kind of specific, doxing type of details.
No.
Just like, I'm a, painter, and maybe this many years old, or in my 30s, the late 30s, and I'm married in a great relationship, and
And maybe something that, like, you just love. Like, I feel like then I could focus in on, like, okay, I have, like, a kind of an idea of this person, but then with, like, the love, like, I love to go hiking, then I could imagine you there.
right,
Hiking,
maybe,
and that might-
connect a little better.
Yeah, like, that might allow me to tap into it. I don't know, I've never done that before, so that's what I'm willing to try.
Right.
If
Be
someone
happy
wants to try it with us. But please don't base your life on anything that we say.
Mhm. I don't know. I mean, that's, we've discussed many times. how we feel about it. You know, that it's an interesting tool to think about things and to, you know, the meditative nature of the cards. And
Yeah, and if we can bring that to anybody else, we would love to. We'd love to share it with others. So.
Yeah, we're the conversation. Don't ever be afraid to jump in the chat with a story, an anecdote, a fact. We love learning and talking. Good conversation.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining us this evening, and we'll see you in a week.
Yeah, back again next Monday, for sure. Maybe before then, but we say that every week, and we haven't yet done a single episode between Tuesday and Monday. So, but we'll see. Maybe
you never know.
Could happen. All right, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.